shit. This 1,000. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Spin that shit. Shit, you coming? Spin the check and get it right back.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Eazyy TV bringing you guys another Division 2 video. Today I just want to start basically a conversation that's been going around in the community since it started, since Division 2 has started, and it's about the Berserk talent. All right. For some reason, our community thinks that you can only run Berserk one way, and I want to break down the 3 different ways personally that you can run Berserk on a build, how it affects the build, how it affects gameplay, and everything like that. All right. So without really getting into all that, we're just gonna read what Berserk does, and then you have a perfect Berserk talent, which will give you, I believe, 10% more damage than what the regular Berserk does. So 8% weapon damage for every 20% of max armor depleted. So it requires a shotgun, SMG, LMG, or assault rifle. So with that being said, you got to think about it like this. For every 20% armor that is depleted from your build, you gain an extra 8% weapon damage. So 8% weapon damage for every 20% of max armor depleted from your build. So the main thing that people do in this community now with Berserk, and it's been like that for a while, is they run very high health or a decent amount of health and low armor. And I'm gonna tell you why that's a problem. Now, when it comes to clutch builds, it's not too much of a problem, because with clutch builds, as you guys, if we can see, let's see if we can find clutch gloves. I'm pretty sure I have some clutch gloves. It's probably in my stash. Let's look and see and read what clutch does, which I already know what it does, but just to show everybody. And I might not even have any clutch gloves, to be honest. All right, we got clutch gloves right here. So clutch gloves. Critical hits restore 20% missing health and repair 1% missing armor. All right. So what people do is they make sure they have a very low armor, because it's only repairing 1% of missing armor, but also they have a high loot health pool, because they want to get that 20% health missing, like if they get shot or anything, and they get it back, which is fine and dandy. But think about it like this. A lot of people who run Berserk that I've run across are not running clutch builds. Okay. I've seen people with low armor, high health, no clutch, no heals. Okay. And that's a big no-no in my book, because you need clutch. If you're going to run really low armor and high health, you 100% need clutch to actually give you your health back, because you have no heals. That's the only reason why people run clutch. They don't have to build into heals. And with TU6 now, the heals are not all that good. So now with that being said is, if you're running a Berserk build, okay, and you're running it like in the clutch way, but you're not running clutch, or you're not running any type of heals, you're already building wrong. Okay. And most of those times when people make clutch builds, they're not putting out a ton of damage. And what I mean by the ton of damage, a lot of weapon damage, a lot of, talents being used like Sparked and Bloodlust and all this stuff. They're only building into clutch, and they're building into crits. And the reason why they're not putting out a lot of damage like that's like, some people have a decent amount of damage, but the only reason why they probably outkill or outbeat certain other builds is because either one, that build that they're fighting against doesn't have enough raw damage to fight back the clutch of the person getting the heals, or two, they just not, building correctly to even fight against a clutch build. There's ways that you're supposed to fight against a clutch build. Like face taking a clutch build is almost in a sense a no-no. You don't face take a clutch build like that. But what I mean by saying that most clutch builds don't have a high amount of damage is because most of them run high crits. Most of their reds are crits. So they got like crit on the knee pads or something, or they will have like crits on the holster. They will have crits on the chest piece. They will have crits. I believe you can get crits on the gloves, like the mask. So if there's crits everywhere, and their main purpose is to get that 60% crit chance to where almost when every bullet hit it, that one bullet in particular has a 60% chance to crit so they can get their health back. That's the number one thing that people use with clutch builds. So, or high, low armor, high health berserk builds. If you're running a berserk build and you do not have clutch, and you're running very low armor and high health, and you do not have clutch or heals, you are already building incorrectly. And on top of that, clutch builds are not for everybody. So I know you guys see a lot of build videos where people running clutch and then they wonder why it don't work for them. It's a certain way that you have to run clutch that everybody cannot do. Number two, you have people who run very high armor and really no health. And I don't see a problem with that, because like the talent says, let's say if you ran into somebody with like 600k armor, 500k, 600k armor, he's in a sense a tank, right? And when people have that high amount of armor, let's be more realistic. Let's say 420 to 450. It's still almost in a tank kind of way. That person can run a lot of weapon damage, like high weapon damage. Like if you look at my chest piece, I got armor and total armor and then 50% weapon damage. And then the same thing go for my backpack. I can go with weapon damage. I can go with double the armor if I had double the armor, and that would shoot me, you know, have me 400 plus K armor, and I would still put out a crazy amount of weapon damage. So I have this build pulled up for you guys to show you guys what I'm talking about. So my Sweet Dreams build that I already dropped is at 300, almost 380k base. That's just with this stuff. And I have another version that's at almost 400k on the weapon damage and stuff like that. And this is at 347. All right. So what happens is the second way that people run that is high armor, low health. Most of the time, me personally, when I build into Berserk, I don't build into the talent itself. And that's where people have a problem. And that's when they run into a problem with their build. Most people are building into Berserk to get Berserk the proc, but they're not building into damage on their build to deal damage. If you guys understand what I'm saying, their only whole goal is to get Berserk the proc to do the work for them. And a lot of the times when I run into these clutch or these Berserk build with low armor and high health, they get killed every single time. Now, I've got killed by clutch builds by running out of ammo or potato aiming or stuff like that. But when it comes to me running my shotgun build, when it comes to me running the LMG build, my double FAMAS beam build, my invisible hand build, 9 times out of 10, I beat clutch builds and I beat Berserk builds that have really low armor and high health, because me personally, when I build into damage first. I don't build into talents. And I think that's what a lot of people get wrong. They've tried to build into, oh, let's build into clutch and let's get 60% crit chance. And then I'm going to just go out there and spray, and then I'm going to just get my health back. But then when you run into somebody like me that has a 330k armor build with 113k health, and I have Berserk with a shotgun build or an assault rifle build, it don't even have to be my shotgun build. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to destroy you because you don't have nothing but Berserk. It's almost in a sense, if you guys think about it like this, if you build into, if you played Division 1, it's almost like Nomad, face tanking a Nomad proc. So most people that ran Nomad, like 6-piece Nomad out of a group or anything like that, or with the group, they knew if they had a Nomad proc, they will face tank you. Oh, I got a proc, so I'm gonna face tank you and I'm gonna gun you down because I can burn this life away, or I can burn multiple lives away. That's the exact same thing that people are doing with low armor and high health berserk builds. No matter if it's clutch or not clutch, they're building into berserk to do the damage for them. So let me face tank with, you know, berserk real quick and clutch, and then let me try to burn this person down. So that's one of like a couple of reasons why certain people run berserk the way that they run berserk. Me personally, the third type of running berserk. So we already went over people running low armor and high health. Some running with clutch, and then some running without clutch and no heals, which is a no-no. We already went over people who run with really high armor and like no health. Me personally, if you guys look at any of my berserk builds, and it's not even building into berserk, berserk for me is backup damage. I do not build for berserk. I do not build into berserk. I build into damage, and then berserk is my backup. I look at berserk as a backup talent, damage talent for myself. Now, some people don't feel like that. Some people do. So like right now, I have a FAMAS build. This FAMAS build right here is at 300, almost 360k armor and almost 150k health, which is one of the builds that I'm dropping down the line, and it's not finished. I want to get this to like 160k health, but I got some things that I have to do with this build. But if you guys look at the build, I'm running berserk. But if you guys also look at it, I'm at 21k base on the FAMAS. And if I put on like my other FAMAS on my invisible hand, I'm at 25.6. I'm at 21.7. I'm at this 19.5. As you guys can see, I actually built into damage. I didn't build into berserk to do the damage for me. So when I run into people with these kind of builds, your low armor, high health will probably get shredded by this build because, yes, in a sense, I know how to fight against clutch builds. I know not to face tank like an idiot, so you can just get crits off of me all day. So when you're running around squirming and stuff like that, the time that you're not ADSing, I'm ADSing, and if you're ADSing, I'm moving around, reloading, and it's just gonna be a back and forth things. And 9 times out of 10, if you try to face tank me, if I let you shoot my armor down, just like you have berserk, I have berserk as well. I'm going to shred you because my damage is going to amplify because I have more armor than you do, but you have more health, but your health is not going to help you too much against AR builds. If you guys haven't noticed, for some of the new people, these assault rifles come with 29% damage to health, and you have mods that also have damage to health. So with that being said, if you're running these really low armor, high health builds without clutch, without any type of heals or anything like that, then you're going to get cooked, because once that armor is gone, that 29% health damage from assault rifle kicks in, and it's not pretty when it comes to the Eagle Bearer, the AK, the invisible hand, the P416, the police M4, or the FAMAS. They are going to shred you, especially if you run it and you fighting someone that has Ranger or Breadbasket that knows how to properly put together or run a build. You're going to get shredded, I'm telling you. So the stigma that's going around in the community, if you're not running really high health and low armor, you're running berserk wrong. That's not real. Okay, whoever's telling you guys that, whatever YouTuber is telling you guys that, whatever people in Reddit is telling you that is not the correct way. There's really no correct way, but for them to tell people, hey, you have such and such amount of health, but you're running berserk. Why wouldn't I run berserk? It's backup damage for myself. I don't have to run a clutch build or go into a clutch meta to actually do damage. I think differently. I think backup damage for berserk. I want my build to hit hard without berserk. Because if I was to put on unstoppable force, I would still hit as hard as I would without berserk. The only time I would hit harder is when my armor is going down and my damage is amplified by Berserk. But when it's standing and you're looking at the build, the damage and base will not change because I actually build into damage. So I have, you know, 15 here, I have 9 here, I have assault rifle mods that have 6. Let me see. I have assault rifle mods. See, and then this is what's crazy, because now me looking at the build now, I only have shotgun, rifle, and weapon damage, and that's not even supposed to be there. So now let's see what I can get this thing up to. So assault rifle, that's 5. I'm pretty sure I have a 6 somewhere up in here. That's a 5.5, 4.5. That's a 4. That's a 6. All right, so we're going to put this 6 on right here. So we put that 6 on, as you guys can see, it went up to 21.5. So I gained 500 damage instead of 21 just sitting there. So don't let anybody tell you that you're building into Berserk wrong or anything like that. There's 3 different ways that you can run into Berserk. You guys can, you know, say your piece in the comments to let me know how you guys think about Berserk. But me personally, how I break Berserk down, you do not have to have very low armor and high health to utilize Berserk. It doesn't even say that. Yes, you would get the most damage output. Yes, you would get the most damage output by losing all of your armor. But at what risk? Especially in this meta with hives that's around, and Negotiator's Dilemma, and shotgun builds, and rifle builds, 2-tap rifle builds, stuff like that. At what price are you doing it? Now, some people have really good clutch builds. Some just have some bullshit builds. But don't let anybody tell you guys that there's only one way to build into Berserk, and that is not the case. So I want to hear some feedback from you guys. Keep it respectful. It's your boy Eazyy TV. Make sure y'all leave a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button, notification button. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'm out.